This is E13-21, and it's going to cover the journal entries for various forms of issuing shares, and also how to put together the equity section of the balance sheet. So let's start with this first one. So we have issued 275 shares of common stock to promoters who organized a corporation and received $8,250 of cash. So this is a pretty straightforward transaction. So we're receiving cash, we're issuing common stock. So the big difference between how we're going to do it here and how we've done it kind of in the beginning chapters of the book is that we're now dealing with the par value and the additional paid-in capital in excess of par. So we're going to have the common stock here, and then we're going to also have paid-in capital in excess of par, because we see here at $1 par value, 275 shares is only $275, but we're receiving $8,250. So we're going to have an excess amount in addition to the par amount for the stock. So we're going to receive $8,250. The par value of the stock is $275 times $1 per share. It's $275. And then the excess amount, basically this 8250 minus 275 is going to be this paid-in capital in excess of par. So let me just show you the math. 8250, 275. Subtract the 2. And so we're issuing common share for cash. Okay, so now we're going to issue preferred stock for cash of 24,000. So this is pretty straightforward. We have cash coming in, we have preferred stock, and it looks like there's no par value. So it's just straightforward. Issuance of preferred stock for cash. Okay, so now we're issuing 1,400 shares of common stock in exchange for land, which has a market value of 19,000. So the first thing, straightforward, we're receiving land worth $19,000. And in exchange for that, we're going to be issuing common stock. So we have common stock, and again, I can already foresee $1 par value, 1,400 shares. It's only going to be $1,400. So we're going to have this paid-in capital in excess of par. And so it's the same math as we did before. So okay, so now we're going to put together the equity section of our balance sheet here. So we start with the paid-in capital. So we have some preferred stock. So it looks like this is the only option. It's a little confusing here. $2, no par value. Okay, so I'm not exactly sure what this $2 is, but for now, it's a minor detail. Not sure. Okay, so how many shares do we have? We have, looks like 100,000 shares have been authorized. Okay, so I guess this $2 is not a par value. It's maybe the, I don't know what exactly its function is, but it sounds like it's not important. Okay, so we have 100,000 shares authorized. Okay, actually that's already included here. So we have 300, let's see, how many shares did we issue? 300 shares of preferred stock. And the value of it was, we saw, $24,000. Okay, now we'll move on to common stock. So we have common stock. We see here 500,000 shares of common stock with the $1 par value has been authorized. And we have 275 plus 1400 is 1675. And so they're $1 par value, so it's just 1,675. And then we also have excess of par, and so that's going to be basically this number here. Actually, yeah, it's just these two numbers. So we have this 7,975 from this transaction, and then this 17,600 from this transaction. And so the total is 25,575. And then when we add all this up, and then finally we have retained earnings. And it looks like this is a startup, so this retained earnings is basically just the net income. Looks like there's no other amount to put for that. So when we add all this up, okay, that's it.